Hi everyone, welcome to Creative Stampin' Designs. My name is Karen. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Central New Jersey. And we are going to make a card today. Just trying to make sure that I'm straight. It looks like I'm pretty straight today, not too bad. Okay. If you hop on, let me know where you're from. Hi, Jamie. How are you? Just going to give a second, see if anybody else is going to hop on. All right. I am going to be using the Seaside Bay bundle and the Go-To Greetings set, which I just realized I forgot to mount my stamps. So I'm going to do that while I'm waiting for everybody to hop on. Sorry, I was a little involved flipping through the new catalog. I'm getting very excited and seeing the new colors, and also getting sad because seeing colors that are leaving. All right. So we have a couple things. I actually did some of the stamping ahead, and I did all the cutting ahead because I wasn't quite sure how the day was going to, how on time I was going to be. All right, I think that's all I need. Actually, sorry, I usually have all this prepped. Okay. I'm using one main color today. Before I get started, I just want to let everybody know that the last chance products from the 2022-2023 annual catalog, we have gotten them, and it's a few pages long, as you can see. I will be getting this posted by tonight. All right. I will get this one, and then we have the one from the January to April mini catalog, which only one page. I will be getting these posted tonight. I didn't have a chance to do it because I was too involved looking at the catalog myself to get my post set up. So I didn't have a chance to get it done. But I will get it done, get everything posted tonight, and it'll be a PDF. You could just click on it and go right to, print it out and go through the list and see if there's anything that you want to grab before it's gone. Some of the items, just so you know, it might be a bundle that is on the retiring list, but you won't see like the individual stamp set and the individual dies. That's because it's just the bundle is going away, but you'll still be able to buy the stamp set or the dies. Okay, let me get started. I will show you the card that I received after I'm done making this card. Let's see if I can get it right. One of my customers sends me cards every once in a while, and she is amazing. And she sent me this fun fold. And I was going to do it last week, but things got a little crazy. And I had the measurements for the card base, but I had to do all the figuring out for the DSP on it. Here is just a picture. I will have this on my blog on Friday. This is the template with all the measurements. It's all scoring. There's no cutting. I'll have this on my blog on Friday, which is creativestampindesigns.com, and you can make the card. I had to do some figuring with the DSP. I'm going to put the basic size that I used, but I'm not telling you how. You're going to have to figure out the cutting on the angle, because one of them was a couple of them were a little tricky, and I had to line it up with my sample. So I am starting with a piece of Sahara Sand, which, by the way, is one of the retiring colors. I'm sad because I like Sahara Sand. But I'm using Sahara Sand, and it is 7 inches by 8 1/4. Okay, on the 8 1/4 inch side, we're going to score it at 5 1/2. Get my cutting blade out of the way. And I'm really hoping I get this right the first time. And then we're going to turn it to the 7 inch side, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. So it is a 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 inch card. Okay. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. So now I am going to measure down from the score line to the 2 3/4 inch mark. It's a lot of 2 3/4 inch, I notice, with this. And I'm just going to make a little tick mark right there. Okay? Then I'm going to turn it. Actually, you know what? Oh, no, that's fine. I'm going to turn it, and I need to go so that it was 2 3/4 inch from the score line. And again, this one is going to be 2 3/4 inch from the score line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the 2 3/4 inch score line right where it goes, which is really 5 1/2 inches. Okay. And I'm just going to make a little tick mark there too. And then I am going to score from one tick mark to the other through the center. This is where it gets a little tricky, because I got to make sure I go through the center, because if I don't, it defeats the purpose of my whole card. All right. And I did it. Okay, we're good. I get a little nervous sometimes. Okay, so we're going to score it, or fold it, I should say. I didn't get my bone folder out. I didn't get my scissors out. Oh. Okay, so we're scoring it on the 5 1/2 inch, or the 4 1/4 inch score line, and the 5 1/2. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to score back. So these two are valley folds. The 5 1/2 and the 4 1/4 are valley folds, and it goes all the way through. And then the diagonal one is a mountain fold, and when you fold it, there's your card. So it's a little pop-up. All right. We're just going to give everything a good burnish. Everything else that's going on it is DSP, and like I said, I have everything cut and prepared. I just want to give this a little bit more of a score burnish, just so hopefully it'll stay closed a little bit. There we go. Oops. But yeah, once it everything just folds into place when you have it. Like I said, this was the part that I had down no problem. It was measuring and doing all the DSP. Okay, so I'm going to open it up. So this is the inside. I'm going to work on the outside first. Okay. These panels were, let me see if I can find it's upstairs by my computer. Okay, so these are 2 5/8 by, what did I cut them at? By 5 3/8. So I have, all the measurements will be on my blog. Just trust me, they'll all be on my blog on Friday. Okay, and I'm going to use liquid glue for all these only because I need that little bit of wiggle room. See, and the other thing I had a problem with when I was trying to pick everything for this card was what paper to use, what stamp set to use, and it was hard because hers is really cute. Wait till you see it. But hers was a St. Patrick's Day card. Okay, so then what you're going to see here, you'll see this. Whoops, that piece moved. This panel here, you don't really have to put it on. It's hidden, but it just gives it that finished look. Why isn't it going all the way to the corner here? Oops. And that is why I use liquid glue. There we go. But my hands are all gluey. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side with the same panel of DSP. Also, when I was picking the DSP for this card, I had to make sure I had enough of each of the patterns. One, because I needed to have enough to put on the card, and two, I needed enough to make sure if I made a mistake, which I did on one of them. I don't know what I did. I cut something wrong, and I had to recut the piece, so that's okay. Happy mistake will get used for another card. Whoops. Come on, let's get into place. Like I said, this is why I like to use liquid glue when I'm live, because I can move it around a little. I tend to use liquid glue more often anyway. Okay, so there, when the card closes, that is what you'll see. But now I'm stuck here. Hold on. Give this a burnish again. There we go. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on the inside. Why my line is not... All right, I'll fix that later. And I picked this pattern for the inside. And hopefully we're going to get this. Put this right here. So when you are, this one here happened to be, oh, come on, a more of a directional paper where the shells were just all over, so it didn't matter when I cut that. This one here, I did have to pay attention and cut it properly. Okay. Now, if you don't want to use DSP, you can always stamp images on these panels. Oops. I want to make sure this is dry before I start folding it again. There. Okay. Now, for the inside here, I have the panel that kind of looks beachy. And it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, and I got 2 more pieces to put on, which is just the Sahara sand, the little shells. And this is more just to make it a little decorative up here, give it a little shimmer. And then before I put the other piece, let me give it a little bit of a burnish here. Not a burnish. Rub it on the back so everything is okay. So then I want to make sure I have the direction right on this one. And this one will go right here. And I wanted to do it with it closed, like I said, just to make sure I had the right direction. Get down a little bit. I can open it now. Give it to move it around. Okay. So I could tell you now, this will be a little extra for with postage. Just saying. Okay, so then on this panel here, we're going to put the little blue crab, because I thought he was cute. And I might put a couple shells on the bottom. I have all the pieces cut, and these were all cut from the DSP. So that's why I said I didn't have to stamp all that much. So we're going to put the crab. I actually wanted to cut some seaweed, and I forgot to. So I may add seaweed afterwards, because I can kind of, that's why I didn't put glue to the end, because I can sneak it in there. Okay. Then I have the little, well, it's not a little, it's a big bird. And we're just going to put him down with a little glue. I want to mainly get glue like on his, maybe if I can get the glue to come out on his tail. The parts that are the thin parts, I don't want them to flop up. And it might look like I'm using a lot of glue, and I'm really not. It's really spreading. And we're going to put the little bird right here on top of the sand. Like that. And we're going to put the other little crab in the water. And again, I'm just going to put the glue on the end. Actually, you know what? Hang on, this guy can go on with dimensionals. There's my dimensionals. The crab can go on with a couple dimensionals. And then that'll make it even easier to slip the seaweed. And I'm just going to put them right in the middle. I am getting so sticky today. Oops. I'm just going to put them in the middle so then I can sneak seaweed up underneath afterwards. And we're going to put him just like that. Okay, I'm getting glue everywhere. Now, again, I did already stamp the sentiment because I wasn't sure with timing. And I don't know the size off the top of my head, but the white piece is like 1/16 of an inch. I wanted to make sure it was small enough. And we're just going to put this right inside here, and I'm just going to use Stampin' Seal for that. And we're just going to put it right here because it will be covered once this closes. but I wanted to make sure it wasn't gonna, with the size. So there, when you close it, you're really only going to see the crab and then the seaweed that I forgot to cut. Okay, we're going to put just some shells along the bottom also, which I had cut out. And those I think I'm just going to adhere with glue dots. Hey, Janet. Thank you. All right, and we're just going to put some of these shells, oops, just along the bottom here. Because that's how the ocean is. It just has shells along the bottom. Especially if you've been in the Jersey Shore, you step on them constantly. I don't know, I guess that's one of the things I do like about going to the beach is stepping on the shells. All right, we're going to do it this way. And even though I didn't cut that shell perfectly, it's okay because it kind of blends with the background since all the colors I'm using are matching. I made sure they were all, I didn't use any like dark, anything really dark. Just put that there. All right. And that's really all there is to this part of the card. Like I said, I'm going to put, I'll figure that out later. Now I have the back. This is where, the back of the card is where I'm going to put the sentiment so you can, and where you can sign the card. So I have a panel of basic white. Glue all over. Have my Sahara sand. And I lost the stamp. There it is. And I'm just putting happy birthday because I actually do know who I want to send this card to already. And we're going to really hope I get this straight. Looks pretty straight. All right. And I did, where is it? I stamped and pre-cut, and it's a little small, but that's okay. I'm going to put a shell again. A piece of Sahara sand, just to adhere it on the bottom. This was a little smaller than I expected. It was supposed to be a little bigger. And I thought I had a piece that was long enough. Oh, yuck. And it wasn't. So we're gonna, I have all these little seashells. And we're just gonna, I'm gonna butt it up against the one side. And then, let's see. We're going to put the shells so that, to hide that little spot there that I missed. And it can go over a little bit. And we're going to use glue dots here for these because it'll just be easier. I just have to, there we are. I'm going to put the shell right like that. And like I said, if it goes over a little bit, it's okay because I have the mat. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to adhere this to the mat so I see how much room I have. Since I stamped the sentiment straight, I can do that. All right. we can put this right like that. See? And nobody's going to know unless they take that off. And little, wasn't sure if these are going to, no, we're not putting the birds. The bird is on the front, that's good enough. Goodness, these shells are so small. And we're just going to put them all around. Oops. I just have all different, I was having fun yet last night cutting all these shells out. All right, let's just adhere this to the back of the card. Make sure I have it the right way. That'll go perfect there. And like I said, I am going to cut some seaweed afterwards and put that in because I just completely forgot. All right. Adhere a panel of the DSP to the envelope. Put my glue away. And I put it on the wrong part. Okay, we're going to hope that I get this in the right spot. Usually I do it on the envelope. Okay, it's off a little bit, but that's okay. We're just not going to use my good scissors, that's all. I don't believe I did that. I think that's the first time I've ever done that. Oh my goodness. We're not... Oh, these are not Stampin' Up! Scissors at all. But I don't want to get glue all over my paper snips. So I always keep a crummy pair to use for when there's glue. Oh, I gotta clean those now. All right, and then I'm just gonna, I just got glue on everything. And I lost my stamp pad. Oh, there it is. We're just gonna stamp the shell on the front. Actually, I'm gonna stamp the birds on the front too. Sand. We'll stamp these little birds. And we're going to put a little sand up closer to that bird so it doesn't look like he's walking in the air. And we're not going to put the shell. I love how I change my mind during it when I'm doing a card. All right, and then this, like I said, this will fit perfectly in the envelope. It's going to take a little extra postage, but it does fit perfectly right in the envelope. Yeah, it's just a little flip card. And you can add whatever you want. You can, instead of putting DSP, you can stamp this. You could do color on color, would look really nice. I wanted to do DSP. I need to show you the card she had sent me. It's just so cute. Oh, Michelle's on. Hi, Michelle. And this is the card I got the inspiration from. Isn't that adorable? I love it. And then she has the little part on the back. But I thought that was so cute. So this was my version of it. Like I said, I'm just going to cut out the seaweed that I forgot and add that on. And then everything will be on my blog on Friday, creativestampindesigns.com. And tonight I will have the retired list. We do have some colors that are leaving. And I know some people were waiting since there's a big color refresh. And I am allowed to say the colors that are leaving. I can't tell you the new colors yet. But Mango Melody, Soft Suede, Pacific Point, Sahara Sand, Merry Merlot, Bermuda Bay, Blushing Bride, So Saffron, Mint Macaron, Rich Razzleberry, and Pear Pizzazz are retiring. And a few of those I am really sad about, Sahara Sand being one of them. I use Sahara Sand a lot. I don't even have much of this left. I was getting ready to order another pack, and, well, now I don't have to. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at creativestampindesigns@gmail.com. And I will plan on being back next Wednesday, same time. All right, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week. Bye-bye.